All right. How do I want to tackle this hill? Do I want to run or do I want to walk it up? Let me see. Wow. Maybe running up with 70 pounds wasn't the best idea, but whew, it's good for my heart. I'll give y'all some time to trickle in. So, I decided to run up the first hill with 70 pounds of weight on me. And, whew, that was killer. But I made it to the top. Good morning. Good afternoon. Good evening. Wherever you're at in the world. Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. And on this Sunday, January 24th, 2020, we are rucking through the neighborhood of Windsor Hills in sunny California, Southern California. I just hope my notifications went out, but it is what it is. I'm in an area where we don't get the best reception, so there are virtually like no towers that serve this area to help bolster the cell reception. So they kind of like voted to not have cell towers near here, which is a good thing, you know. They're eyesores, but they're also not the healthiest thing to have in your neighborhood. Anyway. Yeah. Not the best reception. not a good look today. Okay. Yeah, so the reception's not good. I don't think people are getting a notification. I'm not sure if the stream is going out, but I see, yeah, it's not the best location to do live stream, but it is what it is. I'm up and running now. This is the hill I will be tackling a few times. So it's fun stuff. Hit that like button if you come up in here. If you're seeing this live after the fact. Okay. Yeah, what's up, what's up? Okay. I haven't been, it's been months since I've been here, you know? Because I get such a complete workout at the stairs, you know, I kind of forget about this piece right here. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, y'all? Anyway, a lot of interesting stuff going on. Yesterday, I talked about Hank Aaron and how he passed away. What's up, Kevin Dugan? Did you get a notification? Oh, okay, so they're voting, Texas is voting on leaving the union in December. If they succeed, man, I tell you what, I wouldn't mind moving to Texas. But one thing they have to do is shut down that liberal bullshit down there that wants to soften the state up. Listen, I ain't got no problem with that. It just depends on what is Texas trying to do with itself. Is it going to become a freer state? Is it going to allow its citizens to live free and mind their own damn business? That's the question. That is the question. Because the last time states wanted to break from the union, one reason, just one reason, there were many reasons, right? Taxes, you know, the cotton industry was booming, and some of these southern states felt like they were getting taxed way too much. They were providing part of the economy for the entire country, and they wanted to break off because they felt like, you know, the federal government was taking too much in taxes. You know, so that's one reason, you know, and then they wanted to maintain slavery and all that shit. So, you know, it could be a good thing. Not to say that Texas is going to want to bring slavery back. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying, what is the plan? What's the mission? What would be good is if Texas broke from the union and declared sovereignty for every citizen, you know what I mean? Not just to become its own government, but to also give people the option to opt out of the system. That would be good. Okay. Yes, I found you. I was kind of looking for you on YouTube. So you didn't get a notification, or did you just see me on the timeline? I think I should go this way. So yeah, yesterday I talked about Hank Aaron passing away after 2 weeks after receiving the hokey pokey from Moderna. And you know, now from what I understand after looking into it a little bit, he was pretty healthy for someone in their 80s, you know? And look, he's 86 years old. He was 86 years old. Anything could have happened, right, to him. I mean, a number of things. Jack LaLanne was healthy when he passed away. He was just very old. So, you know, you never know. But it just brings the question, it begs the question, what if he hadn't gotten the hokey pokey? Would he still be alive today? That's the question. Same with those 23 people in Norway. Also in Indiana, 3 people, from what I understand. Shout out to D.D. Davis, who emailed me a story about how 3 people in Indiana passed after getting the hokey pokey. I don't know who D.D. Davis is, but I think I might have seen him in my chat room a couple times. Whew. Let me tell y'all something. This hill, let me show y'all. This hill, it ain't no joke. This dude's running up. I'd be running up if I didn't have 70 pounds on me. Whew. In many ways, this is tougher than the stairs. I have a notification of you going online an hour ago. Nothing new. Okay, you were looking for me. You sent me an email for intel? All right, I'll check that out. Well, after Bitcoin falls, slavery is going to be genuine concern because what commodities are left besides humans? Good question. Natural resources. But they're gonna have to extract those natural resources. And how do they extract them? Human labor. And the Great Reset, you know, the Great Reset is just a way to enslave people. Because they don't want you to own anything. They want you to own nothing, right? But the people, the elites that pull the strings will have access to all the resources. I mean, they pretty much already do, right? That's why they're buying up all the land. Gates, many other celebrities. Hell, even Tim Pool left Philly to go live and buy land in West Virginia, which is a freer state. So the people with means are gonna have the resources, you know? But again, you have to extract them. You have to mine. You have to plant, cultivate, and harvest. Do you think The elites are going to go out into the fields. No. You think they're going to chop the trees down to build with? No, they're not going to do that. They're going to need us. Woo! That was tough. We'll see how many times I can do it. That is a tough hill. That is a tough hill. But I'm glad I came out here and did it. I'm glad I was reminded how tough this thing is, because, you know, usually when I'm not doing a live, I'll come over here. I'll make my way over here from another location. And then from Montieth Park, I'll make my way over here. And then I'll do this maybe once or twice and keep moving. But today, I'm gonna do it quite a few times. I'm probably try to do it like 3 or 4 times, see how that feels. But yeah, we are the hottest commodity, right? Human beings, human labor is the great. Man, this thing is gonna buffer a few times. So yeah, like I said, Hank Aaron passed away. Many other people passed away after getting the hokey pokey. But I want you, let's peep out the shift. There's been a shift, right? Since Trump left office, since Obama, since Biden became president, when he got sworn in, a lot of shit changed. Mike Truth 2020 was good. New World Order indeed. And that great reset is instrumental in getting that New World Order online. So, like I was saying, a lot of things changed when Biden got sworn in. Like the day he got sworn in, the World Health Organization changed the guidelines in regards to how someone is officially considered positive from Modelo 19, right? So let's look at before, during Trump's reign, right? During Trump's reign, if you just displayed symptoms, right, of the Modelo 19, just the symptoms, then, you know, you can show up to the hospital. They'll ask you what's going on. You give them your symptoms. And if you have the symptoms of Modelo, whether they test you or not, especially in the beginning, they just said, you have Tecate. You have Modelo. And it was on your chart. It became an official Modelo 19 case, right? An official Modelo 19 case. You know, and of course, once the test became more widely available, then, you know, if you tested positive, boom, you know, there you have it. You were classified as a Modelo 19 case. Well, the WHO changed that, all right? So now, it's a lot more stringent. The requirements for classifying someone as Modelo 19 positive have changed. You have to get tested, right? But not only you have to get tested, you have to have tested and have the symptoms, right? You have to display the symptoms of Modelo 19, not just test. So before, when, you know, someone you know or you were hanging around, they said, oh man, I just tested positive for Modelo 19. Then, even though you don't have symptoms, you wait a little bit, wait a few days, you go get the test. You still don't have symptoms, but you can test positive, right? You test positive. And that was good enough. Now, you have to have the symptoms, right? And then you have to get tested a second time. So this is how it goes. You display symptoms, you get the test, right? You come back you get the test if you don't have symptoms. If you display symptoms, you have to come back and get the test again and test positive in order for that to be an official Modelo 19 case, right? But remember, Trump pulled out of the WHO, right? He pulled out. But guess what happened that same day? Guess what happened that same day? Anthony Fauci made sure that we got back in with the World Health Organization. So, you see how things have shifted? How convenient that the day Biden gets inaugurated, they changed the guidelines on how Modelo 19 is classified as someone who contracts it. Not only that, so the PCR test, right? The PCR test, what happens is it goes through cycles, right? There is a sweet spot of cycles that make the test more accurate, or there's a sweet spot of cycles in which the test is most accurate, right? And that's about 40 cycles. Well, now, man, now they want you to use less cycles of the PCR. And also, so that only gives you a small picture of what's actually going on in that sample. So, you know, as you can see, there's a lot of inconsistency in regards to the Modelo 19. Man. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. What are you talking about? Biden is indeed a fraud. Kevin Dugan says Trump immediately went to Gavi after the WHO. Gavi is Bill Gates. That's damn sure right. Listen, Trump is just as much as a puppet as Biden. He just had to put on the appearance that he wasn't a puppet. But at the end of the day, the IRS is still intact. The Federal Reserve is still online. And they continue to rape us. So, not sure if I should have said that word because of the algorithm, but we'll see. Oh. Let me see. The Midas parable is going on. Mike True 2020 says, Israel, now China, are running America. Yeah. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. You know, it seems everybody's running America except for the American people. We're the only idiots not getting in on that. Dr. Bombay was good, man. He says, I wish they could just admit that it is too new to make definitive. Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right, Dr. Bombay. And that's what I tell people about the hokey pokey, right? It was in development for 9 months before they started administering it to human beings. And we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. We do know a lot of the short-term effects. Now, and see, this is why there's so much speculation and so many conspiracy theories behind this whole thing, because the government lies to us every chance they get. Every chance they get, 24/7, 365. They spew lies. The United States government is the least trustworthy entity in the world, right? So I can't say that I trust anything that comes out of their mouths. I like to do my due diligence, research, fact check, and make sure things line up. I look for inconsistencies, and there are always inconsistencies, glaring ones, not subtle ones, you know, blatant, in your face inconsistencies. Let's see, who's this? Oh, said, hey, Haru, how's it going? Peace, peace, brother. All right. Kevin Dugan says they took our ability to petition the White House. See, you know what that is? First of all, that's illegal. That is unconstitutional. The White House, and so should the website be. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to air your grievances. To anyone in government, anybody, right? They should not be airing out your grievances. And that includes a petition, right? That includes a petition, because what is a petition but an airing of a grievance? Where you get as many people as you can on your side that think the way you do to say, look, we all believe the same thing. We all think you're screwing us and we want it to change. But when you stop that ability, that's censorship. We're not talking about Facebook or YouTube or Twitter. We're talking about the White House, the United States government. They should not be stopping anyone from doing a petition. It's bullshit. Straight up. Straight up. Let's see. Okay. Mike 2020, Trump is a puppet, but Biden is way worse. I agree. I mean, it's the same puppet master, but they have to operate a certain way depending on who the puppet is. So with Biden being a puppet in charge, that just means that they're ready to ramp it up, man. And the truth be told, our government sold us out to China a long time ago. All right, they sold us out to Israel a long time ago. We show more love to Israel than our own people, right? Israel gets more love than the United States citizens. How many billions do they get a year from us? And we have homeless people everywhere and all this other shit. Like, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. We have issues in our own country that we need to fix. Excuse me. If you're gonna extort us in the form of taxes, then at least put our money toward something that'll help us. But they don't want to do that. That's why they have to force you to pay them. If taxes were doing what they're supposed to do, right? Like maintaining the infrastructure, keeping schools operable, keeping the streets clean, potholes filled, things like that, then they wouldn't have to force us, right? What happens though? They take our money and shit don't get better, right? Look at Flint, Michigan. Look at Flint, Michigan. Where did the taxpayer money go? It didn't go toward fixing the water pipes, right? It didn't stop the lead from getting in people's drinking water. So what did our taxpayer money do then, right? What else is our taxpayer money doing? It's ensuring that we have fluoride in our water, right? Like, what are we doing? If taxation was legitimate, then they wouldn't have to force it, right? It wouldn't be taxes. It would be a voluntary system. We would understand, like, look, we live in this community together, and if we want to improve our community, then we all should pitch in to improve it. But no, it doesn't go like that. It's, we're from the government and we're here to help, but we need your money to do it. But first, before we help you, we're gonna help the special interest groups that spend millions of dollars through lobbying. We gotta make sure they good first. And then we gotta get to these foreign nations. We have to send them money so that we have a better foothold in our empire, right? So we have access to their resources. So we gotta give them your money so that they can owe us their resources. But the resources aren't gonna go to helping you guys. It's going to go to helping the elite class. That's how taxation works. Taxation is theft. Yeah, it sounds cliche, right? Everybody says that, but it's real shit. As a matter of fact, to get more detailed with that, taxation is extortion, right? Let's see. Dr. Bombay says we are merely slave class. I believe there is a threshold to exactly how much we can tolerate before anarchy ensues. What happened to the online civil war that existed before the election? Well, they accomplished what they needed to accomplish. And as far as anarchy goes, that's essentially where it needs to go. It needs to go to anarchy because democracy is another form of tyranny, right? It's tyranny of the group, of the majority over the minority. So whenever you have the majority ruling over the minority is underserved, right? The minority is forced to go along with what the majority says. So democracy is not good. Communism isn't good. Redistribution of wealth, get your own wealth, right? And no, I'm not one of those pull yourselves up by the bootstraps cats. No, that's BS right there. First of all, you gotta have the boots, right? You gotta have the boots, number one. And if you ain't got the boots, then there ain't gonna be no straps to pull up on. Dr. Bombay says they keep us arguing and in ignorance and confusion. Most definitely, most of us are ignorant and confused. And it's cognitive dissonance. Too many of us suffer from cognitive dissonance. It's like, and they don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept the truth, because when they hear the truth, then they realize that they have been getting played their entire life, and they fell for it. And so they don't want to look stupid. So when you present the truth to them, you know, it just, they fight it. They fight it. But some people embrace it. Some people love it. Let's see. Let's see here. Mike Truth 2020 says, freedom of speech is being taken away, especially now, 2021. Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. And it's going to get worse. You think it's bad now, it's going to get real bad. But, you know, I could just be fear-mongering. Kevin Nugent says, the Smith-Month Modernization Act is a government ability to propagandize us. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what Operation Mockingbird was all about, right? Operation Mockingbird was the merging of government and mainstream media, creating the fourth branch, the propaganda branch. So, do you think they stopped? No. Operation Mockingbird is very much alive and well. Let's see. Good afternoon, AZ Infidel. Welcome, welcome. Yeshua's Truth says, truth is treason and empire lies. Ain't that the truth? Kevin Dugan says, they didn't take our entire ability to petition away. We're just saying we got a breakout, the typewriter, and get some post stamps instead. It is what it is. Sometimes you gotta do that. But they should not be cutting off communication like that. The White House website should be completely open and accessible for comment. But I hear you. Hold on. Let's see. Mike Truth 2020 says, Kamala Harris, background, all the scripted, all fakes for Dubai. Oh yeah. You know, definitely fake. And now that she's wearing, I'll tell you, man, black folks, they go for the okie doke all the time. She wore Chucks in a video, in a photo. And these people are just going around taking videos. Look at me, I'm wearing my Chucks like Kamala Harris and this. Oh, it's sad. Cult of personality disorder is real. Man, this is tougher than the stairs, y'all. Real shit. And I love it. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Kevin Dugan says the Paris Accord is the same but different. Just giving away money to Israel. That's all we do, is give our money away. The purpose of government is to take your money and spend it where they feel like they want to spend it. And to control over you and dictate what you can and cannot do in your daily life. Let's see. Nicolette Moore says they didn't tell us the people in Flint was dying from the water. No, they didn't. And when they were told to fix it, they didn't do it. Yeshua's turn says, we didn't win over Flint, Michigan, or the Bundy Ranch. That was just a show of force by the state, straight up. That's all they know how to do. The state don't know how to do nothing but show force. That's all they know. That's how they get where they want to be. That's how they get what they want to get, through force. Yeshua's turn says we need common unity, togetherness in homesteading and preparedness. Society turns its back on truth. And that's what I tell people, man. My sister asked, what do we do this morning? And I told her, we have to take cooperative economics to the next level. We gotta take it just beyond, we gotta take it beyond buying each other's products. We have to build our own communities and our own societies and break free from the reign of government. Become sovereign and live justly. We have to live justly and freely. And you start small. There are ways to do it. There are ways to become sovereign citizens and to have your land do it and lead by example. And our great television was good. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah?
Interesting, motivational brothers who got a story, compelling. We'll sit down and talk about you.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to do is just we think we're all divided, but we'll have something, we'll have a gift, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Inside of us.
All right.
So what I do is just sit down and just ask you, like 30 minutes with the questions. If you have anything you want to promote, we'll get to know you as a person, you know what I mean, your philosophy, politically.
Okay.
Inspiration, the whole night, if you're interested.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely interested. I like that.
Why don't you go, I don't even have a...
You don't have a phone?
Yeah, let me grab my phone in my car.
All right, I'll be right here.
Yeah, I got a studio right up the street from here.
Okay.
When you're interested, you can come down, sit down. Anything that you want to promote, bring it with you. I get the whole night. I understand you some of my content and shit, right?
All right, cool, man. All right, I'll be right here. That's what's up. Let's see. Back, you guys. Give me a 5x5 if I'm back on live. The demise of democracy, as Infeld says, the demise of democracy is anarchy. Fortunately, we are not a democracy, we are a republic. Yeah, the problem with that is, this is my problem with a republic. The problem with the republic is the representatives that so it's a democratic republic, right? Meaning that we have representatives that are we have people that are supposed to represent us, but we get them in place through democracy, right? So essentially what's going on is we're using democracy to place these representatives in place, and the representatives are not representing us, right? They're representing their own interest, and they're representing the special interest in the large companies. So in that way, hold on a second, guys. All right.
So what's your name?
Marcus.
Marcus, what's your number?
Yeah, let me type it in for you.
Yeah, just go ahead and type it in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want to. You can call me,
Okay.
and then it'll show up,
All right, cool. So what
or
I
text
do,
me.
I'm gonna text you, and then what I do is that whenever you're ready, you sit down.
Yeah.
You come in, you get in, but you
832?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. So just lock me in. Whenever you're ready, bro. I'm talking about professional stuff. I have a YouTube channel. I got a lot of followers.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, but I'm creating a new platform where you just get to express yourself unfiltered, uncut.
Oh yeah?
Let me give you an opportunity to just spit what's on your mind.
Oh
As
man, I
long as-
love that.
Yeah, as long as you know what I mean, but just make sure that what you spit is what you practice.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. My audience can tell you that.
All right, Marcus.
All right, man.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
give you a call. I'm 10 minutes up the street. You come by, sit down, I set up the cameras, sign the release.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I got you, man.
All right, thanks,
Appreciate you.
All right.
So you creating a platform outside of.
Outside, yeah, new platform. I'm not saying it's about content. You can take a look too.
All right, man. Thank you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see. That's what I'm talking about. This brother came up to me. He has a production thing going on. He wants to interview me or whatnot. And he's starting his own platform. So, outside of the YouTubes and all that other stuff. So we'll see what happens, man. I'll keep you guys up to date on that. See, that could be a safe haven for free speakers. We'll see. We'll see what he's talking about. Let's see. Aset Heru says, you guys must understand us as black people. We have no rights here. The Declaration didn't apply to us. We have no rights here. They're not apply to us. We're not even human to them. We never did claim our citizenship. You know what? That's true. At the time of the Declaration of Independence, they did not consider black folks to be a part of that, right? And they did consider us 3/5 human and all that other shit. That's real shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't until the Proclamation Declaration, whatever the hell they call it, that Abraham wrote, that we were supposed to be free. It's true. But I think today, that's not as important to them, right? Now, this is the thing. The people in charge, the elite class, right? Some of them might consider us to be not human and, they have no rights and all this other shit. But right now, in the way that they want to operate, right? It's not just black people that don't have the rights anymore. It's everyone, right? It's everyone. They don't want resistance from anyone. So they take everyone's rights away, right? So that's why, now is there a disparity in how it affects black people and white people? Absolutely. But to the elite class, right? The Zionist bankers, they're too smart to just keep the focus of slavery, enslaving people, on black people. They want everyone enslaved, right? Either you become a willing slave or you perish. They cull the herd, right? If you're not bowing to them, if you're not doing what they want, you're gonna be part. They're gonna cull the herd. They're gonna destroy you. They're gonna get rid of you. So, while yes, there are racial disparities, there are definitely racial. I acknowledge that, right? There are definitely racial disparities, but at the same time, it's not just black people that they want to enslave. It's not just black people that they want to strip the rights from. They want to strip the rights from everybody. And as a matter of fact, if you look at it, right? And this is not to negate the fact that racism exists in this world, that systematic racism truly exists, all that shit. I acknowledge that. But this is the bigger issue here. Who are they using? Whenever they want to strip our rights, whenever they want to strip the rights of the people as a whole, what group do they go to? What group do they make an example of to do that? Right? White men, right? Who are they using right now to censor people? Who are they using as an example to get people to accept censorship? Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump. Not Obama. Not Hawk Newsom, who said, burn that Mickey Ficky down. They're using a man that has the support of who they feel would create the most resistance. And who they feel would create the most resistance are white nationalists, to tell you the truth. White nationalists, right? That's just the reality. Not nationalist, you know what I'm saying? That's who they'll get the most resistance from, they feel. And they might be right. You know? Yes, there are disparities. But at the end of the day, when Bill Gates talks about depopulation, or how you doing? Depopulation, he's not talking about just black folks. Even though he's causing problems in Africa with his bullshit hokey pokeys and all that, sterilizing whole villages. Those are the test subjects. Those are the people that aren't resisting. They're using Africans as the testing grounds to implement what they want to implement against the people they feel will create the biggest problem, will cause the biggest fight. And that's unfortunate. Let's see. Energy television's in the house. Darcy Williams, the boombox guru. Let's see. Kevin Dugan says, before civilization, people are fine and happy. Unfortunately, currency and civilization are intertwined. To get rid of one, you must get rid of the other. Real shit. Now, was life for people perfect before civilization? No. I mean, you had warring tribes, warring indigenous tribes among the lands, but you didn't have whole genocides, right? Until civilization came out, until the idea that conquering each land you see to create an empire became the ultimate goal, right? That's where it became a problem. And they call us savages, right? Only a savage would go to a land they're unfamiliar with and slaughter millions just to gain a foothold. And then call those people whose lives and environment you destroy savages simply because you had the more advanced weaponry. Imagine that. Imagine that. Or more advanced ships, modes of travel. Imagine that. Let's see. The boombox guru says the fact that Kamala Harris incarcerated over 100,000 black people when she was DA and black folks still out here praising her. Yeah, that's wild. And we're talking about from very minor offenses. It's crazy. Darcy Williams said, had to pop in and thank you for holding it down yesterday. Late to the party, but greetings to the definition of anarchy. Listening to you live on YouTube from Philadelphia. That's what's up, man. Thank you. Thank you for sharing on their tube. Derek Williams. We know who the corrupt are now. Definitely AZ Infidel. It's not a swamp by a long shot. More like a cesspool. Definitely. I don't know how many times I did this. I always lose track of how many laps I do. I think I did 4. I think I'll do 2 more and keep it moving. Okay. Some education going around in this chat. That's what I'm talking about. I love when the education goes around in the chat. Yeshua's return says, forget the Bible. You want to know how God wanted us to live? Simply read the 10 Commandments. It was easily laid out for us to follow and live by. Real shit. Commandments. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife or whatever. Pretty cut and dry. Thou shalt not. I don't know all of them. If somebody wants to put the 10 Commandments in the chat room, go ahead. And I'll read them out. And we'll make sense of it. And I do believe that is the best way to live. Like, well, you don't need any other laws. Right? Derek C. Williams says, I have no doubt that you'll give him a damn good interview. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm going to blow his mind. He probably heard me talking and was interested. Derek C. Williams says, and even with the Emancipation Proclamation, Lincoln only did economically. The Union was being lost and had to use black folks to keep the... Not only that, but it was bad for business. These goddamn slave revolts, right? Were causing too many problems. These damn slave revolts. They was losing too much money. These damn slave revolts was causing too many problems, right? Goddamn slaves kept revolting. Kept slowing up the production, right? You know? And then guess what happened? The steam engine came through. And, okay, well, the steam engine came through, as did the cotton gin, and it was like, okay, well, there's really no need for slaves anymore, not like that. It was just bad. It was bad for business, those revolts. So, Lincoln, I have no doubt in my mind that Lincoln was not a paragon. He was not. Matter of fact, the shit he did to win the Civil War was extremely tyrannical. I mean, he committed a lot of tyranny during the Civil War. I mean, shit, false flags, right? Taking away state powers, suspending habeas corpus. This dude, he was all types of anti-constitutional. No good. No good at all. If he really cared, all he would have to do, right? Yeah, I mean, what he did. The ending of overt slavery was just a byproduct of his goal, his true goal, which was to prevent the secession of these states because that's where the money was at the time. I mean, our cotton was a hot commodity all over the world. So, you know, he couldn't have that. It's just like now, right? Look at now. If these red states broke off from the Union, right, and formed their own shit, you know, they like to say, well, then, you know, they would become third world countries. But wait a minute, partner. What happens in these red states? What goes on in these red states? Where's all the agriculture? Where's the mining? Where are the factories? Where's all the, you know what I'm saying? Like, this happens. Damn, I dropped four viewers in a second. Okay, whatever. What happens in red states? You talking about the red states will become third world countries? No. It'll be the other way around. Where you gonna get your food from? Huh? Where's the food grown? In the rural areas. Where's the mining? In the rural areas, right? You might have some factories in blue areas, right? But how the blue areas gonna get the products that they need? You know what? Do you know what the blue states are gonna have to do? They're gonna have to go to foreign countries to get food, to get, you know what I'm saying? Unless they had some good shit with the trade, right? They would have to trade with the red states, and they'd have to give up a lot. And really, what would the red states need from the blue states? Huh? What would the red states need from the blue states if the red states formed their own countries and the blue states formed their own country? What would the red states need? I don't see them needing much, right? I don't see them needing much at all. What? Silicon Valley? Silicon Valley? Semiconductors? Computer screens? Like, what do we really need from these motherfuckers? Because I tell you what, if they did break off and form, and the red states had their own shit, blue states had their own shit, I would go to a red state. I don't like states, right? I don't like statism, but I feel like the red states would be a lot freer, right? There'll be less government interference. There would be true free market. So that's just reality of life. Fuck that. No, I'm going to a red state. Matter of fact, I don't need the red state to break off from the Union to go to a red state. Because this year I'm going to a red state to live. So let's see. All right. Derek C. Williams said, Lincoln sent a few hundred blacks to a place called Cow Island as a way to give them their own land. It was a colossal failure. I mean, well, if you're gonna send them, what did he send them with? Did he send them with resources? Did he send them with tools? Did he send them with weapons and financial backing? What did he send them with? Did he just cut them loose? It's like the sharecroppers, right? Oh, you're free to go. And they're wandering around like, what the fuck? They didn't know how to read, right? A lot of them didn't know how to read. A lot of them didn't know how to manage, right? Didn't know how to manage because they were so used to being managed. They were so used to being enslaved. They had no one they had nobody to pass down the knowledge of leadership. Not really. And the few leaders you had got hung, got their hands and legs chopped off. The most successful leader that they had was probably Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, and people like that. But they don't know how to manage. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know the economy. They didn't know. And they were still ostracized. It wasn't like, oh, well, okay, y'all freed the slaves? All right, well, let's be nice to them now. No, it didn't work like that. That's why it befuddles my mind how idiots sit up here and say, well, they freed the slaves, and then what? What? And then what? Oh, and then what? Oh, HBCUs. How long did that take? Man, slaves were left pissing in the fucking wind. You understand? Pissing in the wind. Oh, you guys are free to go. Bunch of bullshit. Bunch of bullshit. Energy Television says we all can't be everywhere, but we are everywhere. That's what's up. All said, Head Heru says peace and blessings, all love. Yo, Ashe, I'm out. Ashe, man. If y'all know what Ashe means, so it is. Thank you for stopping by. I said, Haru, I don't know if you were asking me if I eat meat. You guys probably haven't. Oh. I said, Haru says, read Ma'at laws, the Egyptian laws. There is more than 10 commandments. Frentel says there's actually 613 commandments. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Any commandment that would allow another human being to strip you of your rights without, like, okay, I'll say this. Any commandment, rule, or law that would say, that would give power of a state or another human being over other human beings is a set of rules I don't want. All right. If there is a set of laws or commandments where a human being can mind their own business and live freely, I don't want it. So, you know, and usually a lot of despots, a lot of tyrants, they'll use commandments and Bibles and rules to enslave you, to leech off of you, to extort you, right? They put the state over you. I don't roll with that. I feel like life is simpler than that. Life is simpler than that. You know, life should be simpler than that. You don't need no commandment. In my mind, you don't need no commandments, right? It should be, you know, it's the golden rule. It's simply that. Do unto others what you would want the others to do to you, or conversely, don't do to others what you wouldn't want done to you. As simple as that. No man has the right to violate your rights for whatever reason, unless you're doing the same. If I'm not causing anyone any harm, if I'm not hurting someone, damaging someone's property, violating their privacy, if I'm not threatening them, stealing from them, you know, demanding anything of them, then I should be left alone. I don't need no commandment for that. If you have to make it more complicated than that, then I feel like you're still holding on to that status mind state, right? We already know it's wrong to kill somebody. We know it's wrong to steal somebody's stuff. We know it's wrong to violate someone's privacy. We know it's wrong to force someone. We know it's wrong to infringe on people's rights. How many different laws do we need? Right? Making laws to stop somebody from doing something with, that's where it becomes a problem, right? Like we know, all right, there's a law to murder. There's laws against murder, right? There's laws against murder, right? No matter what you use to murder someone with, there's already laws against that. So to outlaw a tool that someone could possibly use to murder somebody, that's tyranny right there. Because not everyone is going to use that tool to harm somebody. So you're going to outlaw the tool. You're not going to allow anybody to use that tool because a few people might cause harm to somebody with it. That's when it becomes a problem. Let me see what y'all talking about. Let's see hither. Oh, let's see. All right. Minus. Oh, yeah. So, see? That's what I'm saying. A law or a commandment. Okay, so the minus parable was talking about apparently the commandments, right? And minus parable, and Offset says, minus did you eat meat yesterday? If you did, you didn't keep it holy. Now, this is my question. What is meat going to do to somebody on a Saturday that it is not going to do to them on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Why is Saturday the day one should not eat meat? What about Saturday makes you unholy if you eat meat that day? Hold on, guys. I got to do something real quick. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna do one more lap up this puppy. One more lap up this hill. Because I like to torture myself. So yeah, what about Saturday makes eating meat unholy? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't rock with that. Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. Not knocking anybody who does understand it and rolls with that. That's your choice. Derek C. Williams says, the minus parable, Saturday, the black Christians do Sunday for theirs. I wonder why. Good question. Offset Heru says, they're true glad I don't claim any religion. Kevin Dugan says, I don't read the Bible. I don't believe it's up for my interpretation. Reality is what works in the physical world. I try to do good and withstand the test of God. The 10 Commandments are based. I hear you. God said not to be a part of religions. I'm spiritual, not religious. Word to that. Yeshua Return says the chat gets it. Yeah, I got smart people in my chat room, man. I love my chat room, man. Like, the people in my chat, they're sharp. Some of the freest minds in the world, as a matter of, to me. And you know, healthy dissent. That's what I love about it. Like, we don't have to always agree, but you know, there's nothing wrong with healthy dissent, and it's respectable. You know what I'm saying? Unlike other people's chat rooms and other people's, you see, you get the energy you put out, right? You see a lot of these chat rooms where they're very hostile. If you disagree with them, they go off on you. If you disagree with the mods, they'll shut you down. They'll delete you, put you on timeout and all that stuff. And that, when you see that audience, you have to look at the individual the individual that audience belongs to. How do they operate? You understand what I'm saying? Are they hostile to dissenters? Are they hostile to people they don't agree with? If so, then you best believe the damn audience is a bunch of punks too. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just my thinking. You are what you put out. You get back what you put out. Real shit. And I got some good people in my chat room. I love it. Lawrence Ritno, what's going on? How you doing, man? Kevin Dugan says, with the commodities up, places like Michigan ought to be with some of the richest states in the union. It should be, but you know they're not. You know what's funny? The places with the most natural resources are the poorest, right? And it only happened that way because government got a hold of it. If government is involved, then you best believe that everything's going to be flipped on its ear, right? The people that live in the richest environments, natural resource-wise, are the poorest, the most destitute, the most mistreated. It's ass backwards. Bass backwards, as I would say. Let's see. Respect due to the definition of anarchy. There's C. Williams says, I'm a step aside to handle some business. You're a smart dude, and I do all I can to keep pace. Thank you, man. Trust me when I tell you salute. Appreciate that. The police. So, AZ Infidel says, the reason there are 613 other commandments is a story all of its own. The original 10 just works just fine. AZ Infidel says, Yeshua Return says the police enforce their religious beliefs on others. They call it man's law. Man's law restricts your freedom. Just like a typical church on Sunday will by taking your money. They don't serve God. Word to word. AZ Info says the U.S. law transition from common law into Roman law, which is statutory law. AZ Infidel says full common law is actually pretty harsh. Okay. I'm not familiar with all that. AZ Infidel, you should do a video about that, explaining it. I would love to hear it. Kevin Dugan said, on with Dan Crenshaw and his red flag laws. Laws are getting a whole lot more religious. Exactly, man, it's ridiculous. Yeshua Return says, health experts' opinions and government mandates are not lawful or godly in any way, shape, or form. They are edicts manifested in the minds of men. Yeah, word. Offset Haru says, no, I said no meat, period. Okay, pardon me. It looked like you said, do you eat meat on Saturday or whatever? I don't know. So what do you mean? All said Heru, no meat, period. Expound on that, because when you were, I assume you were talking to somebody else when you said we were talking about eating meat on Saturdays. It's not holy or whatever the case may be. If you're saying no meat, period, I can't roll with that. If you're saying that someone's not holy because they eat meat, I think that's not true. You know, that's an opinion, but that's not a fact. Kevin Dugan says, I don't really eat vegetables. There's corn and everything anyway. Word. AMD Smash says it's all man-made traditions. Straight up. Some of the Bible was written for certain groups of people for certain time periods. Not everything is meant to be taken literally. Straight up. Anarchy, that wrong. I didn't just say that. Okay, I got that. I don't eat meat, period. All right, that's what's up. God said not to eat meat. We didn't raise. Oh yeah? When did God say that? God told you that personally? I can't take what someone says God says for their word. God needs to speak to me first. Or the universe. That supreme energy that we can have no understanding of. I feel like if God spoke to us directly, there would be no need to be on earth anymore. I feel like when you truly hear God's voice, or the voice of the universe, or that entity, that supreme being, once you hear their voice, you already made it. You'll have an understanding that this earth, you would have an understanding to where this earth would be of no use for you any longer. So, I'm not gonna say I don't believe in God, but, you know, I believe in a creator. Something created something. The universe, whatever you want to call it. I'm more spiritual as well. I am one who believes energy is transformed. It changes shape. It can't be created or destroyed. So, you know, it's one of those things. The oppressor's food, okay. That's interesting you say that, Offset. The Bible says you don't eat meat. Yeah, I don't follow the Bible. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, I don't live by the rules of the Bible. I don't do what the Bible says. And you say meat is poison. Let me ask you something. Aren't there poisonous plants? Aren't certain plants poisonous? Aren't there certain fruits where if you eat too much of it, right, it's poisonous? There's some poisonous plants. Can't you get E. coli poisoning from eating plants? And as far as eating meat you didn't raise, well, they're very specific. Very specific. I don't know the logic behind that. See, I like to look at things logically. Let's say I didn't raise the meat myself, but I have a great relationship with the individual who did raise the meat that I eat and have full access to their ranch. And I know how they raise the animals. That's good enough? See, I can't rock with that. Believe what you want, But that's a restriction, right? Me eating meat don't make you shit. So if I eat meat, it's not gonna make you sick, right? It's not gonna make you sick. It's gonna make me sick, right? So you shouldn't concern yourself with who eats meat. So when you have scripture that says don't eat meat, well, I say mind your business, scripture. That's what I say. You can't tell me if I can eat meat or not. And if somebody uses that scripture to restrict someone's access to meat, or to say, I'll cut your hand off if you eat meat, or don't get caught eating meat because the scripture says so. There's gonna be consequences. I can't get behind that. I can't. Just can't. The oppressor's food, huh? That's funny. Okay, so Aset Heru believes that meat is the oppressor's food. But there are whole tribes and whole indigenous tribes in many countries that eat meat. And they're not being oppressed by anybody. Look at the Maasai tribe, for instance, in Africa. The Maasai tribe in Africa. You know, they eat meat. They've been eating meat for their entire existence. They eat meat as part of their ritual. But the Maasai tribe has a little buffering. All set. It's all good in the chat. He has been typing all caps the whole time, though. It's okay to disagree. Meat is great. As long as you know where you're getting it from, you know how it's raised, and you know it's not contaminated. Meat is mwah. I love meat. It has the vitamin B12 I need, and the iron, and the protein. Your body uses animal protein so readily. It's great. I'll never give up meat. You know, I was vegan for a minute. There was one year I went vegan for like a year, like 30-something pounds. But, you know, it really was because I was in a calorie deficit in the beginning. But then once I lost a certain amount of weight, you know, once you start losing a certain amount of weight, your calorie deficit diminishes, right? And what I noticed about eating vegan is that there's a lot of carbs involved. I mean, it's super carb. Like it's a lot. It's damn near everything you eat is carbs, right? So, you know, and then it becomes a problem. Like it just, you eat so much of it. There's a lot of vegan food is high calorie dense food. So you eventually get back into that calorie surplus and start gaining that weight back. You need a balanced diet. A balanced diet is the way to go. You want balance between, you know, you want balance. You just want balance. That way, your glycemic load is on point, you know? You want to have a good balance of meat, vegetables, right? So when I eat greens, when I eat a meal, I'll have a lot of greens, a lot of fiber-rich greens that fill you up so that you're not overeating. You know, get a nice, you know, something that'll fill you up on lower calories. Buff puffing? What? What is that? What y'all talking about? The greatest of all is love. Word to mother. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Dark Nebula. How you doing? AMD smashed it. Yo, it's not very good reception in this area. Let's see. The truth indeed does hurt to YouTube, but I think a lot of it, some of it has to do with this area as well. Like there's not a lot of, it's not very good reception here. Yo, yeah, it's this area. I mean, but like, if people don't see how much faith should we put in society, if they keep falling for this, they don't see it. They don't see the timing. These people could not wait to say, "Oh, let's open up now that Trump's going." It's crazy. The WHO couldn't wait to change the guidelines on how to classify someone as a positive Modelo 19 case. They couldn't wait. Give me a 5x5 if I'm here. Still butt puffering. That's funny. You know what though? I might continue this live in the truck. Once I get in the truck, I'll continue the live. I should shut it down right now because there's gonna be way too many interruptions until I get into a better area of reception. Back in. Ugh. You need Patreon. I know. I do need other platforms. AMD smash this. 5G will fix it. Yeah, okay. Right? Can't wait to get that 5G cracking. So I don't buffer anymore. You know what I mean? Oh man. Yo. No more butt puffering, all right? None of that. This is a puffer-free channel. Y'all still here? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna shut this live down and possibly get back on when I get to the truck. All right. So we'll see what it do. All right. Holla at y'all later. Peace out.